Welcome back to Love, Life, and the Rest of It. The space for questions become conversations, and conversations become mirrors. This is episode 3 of our series for questions listeners want to know, and today's question is layered, broad, and deeply human. A man asks, how do I tell the woman I've been with for 5 years that I'm marrying someone I met 3 months ago? We're not here to judge, we're here to feel, to act, and to reflect. So today, we're sitting with the ache of time, the weight of truth, and the quiet questions that found love when it changes shape. Should he explain? Is he testing her love or protecting his own doubts? Is babe a term of endearment or a placeholder for something deeper? And what does the woman of 5 years deserve to know, ask, or walk away from? Let's breathe into this together. Let's ask not just what he should do, but what we learn when love shifts and when choices echo louder than words. This is love, life, and the rest of it. Let's begin. This topic is rich with emotional nuance, relational dynamics, and cultural layers. Here are some additional perspectives you can weave into your thoughts to deepen the conversation and invite reflection. The ethics of emotional closure. What does someone owe a former partner emotionally, even if the relationship is over? Is resilience a form of cruelty or self-protection? Can closure be one-sided, or does it require mutual participation? What drives someone to commit quickly after a long-term relationship? Is it clarity, escapism, or emotional rebound? Could this be a trauma response, seeking safety or validation in a new connection? Is he trying to rewrite this story or avoid confronting that previous bond? Is babe a term of intimacy, habit, or emotional shortening? Does using that word signal unresolved attachment or emotional confusion? How do pregnants carry emotional residue even after a breakup? Did I matter to you, or was I just familiar? Are you telling me because you want permission, forgiveness, or reaction? What do you need from me now, and what do I need from myself to heal? The woman's perspective. Question she might ask. The new woman's right to know. Should a woman of 3 months be told about the 5-year relationship? Is transparency a form of respect? Or does it risk destabilizing the new bond? What does it mean to build a future on a foundation that still echoes with the past? The power of walking away. Fighting for someone who's already chosen another path. What does that cost emotionally? Is walking away an act of self-love, or does it leave questions unanswered? Can letting go be the most courageous response? Have you ever been the one left behind, or the one who moved on too fast? What did you learn about love, timing, and truth?
Take it easy on me, baby. Tonight, Parker. It's hard to love, it's hard to love, it's hard to love you. Messed that voice. You, baby, must have hard time. I know that you're not the person that, that you hurt. It's hard to love, it's hard to love, it's hard to trust you. It's hard to change, I can respect you. It's not my issue. It's hard to love, it's hard to miss you. Thank you, y'all, for saying I didn't.
The ethics of emotional closure. Example, the woman named Tasha dated someone for 6 years. He left without explanation and married someone else within months. Years later, she still wonders if she was ever truly known. What does it mean to be left without words? Is closure a gift or a responsibility? You can journal. You can leave your answer in the comments. The psychology of sudden decisions. Example, Jared ended a long-term relationship and married someone new within 90 days. He later admitted he felt free for the first time, but also overwhelmed by guilt. Is speed a sign of clarity or a mask for unresolved grief? The role language, what does babe mean? That was my question. Example, he says, I need to tell my babe I'm getting married. Listeners might ask, is babe still a term of love, habit, or emotional avoidance? When we use old names for past loves, we are honoring the bond or avoiding the truth. The woman's perspective. Question she might ask. She might say, did I matter or was I just familiar? Are you telling me because you want me to stop you? What do you need from me now? And what do I need from myself to heal? What questions help us reclaim our dignity when someone else's truth breaks our heart? The new woman's right to know. Imagine a woman of 3 months find out about the 5-year relationship through a mutual friend. She asks, why didn't you tell me? Is honesty about the past a threat to a new love? Or the foundation of trust? The power of walking away. Example, a listener named Camille shared, I begged him to choose me. Then I realized I was fighting for someone who had already left. Is walking away an act of surrender or the beginning of self-respect? Imagine Tasha standing in the kitchen, rereading a text that says nothing about goodbye, just silence. 6 years of love and no closure? What does that do to a person's sense of worth? Have you ever been left without words? What did you wish they'd said? If you were the woman of 5 years, what would you want to hear? Not to stay, but to heal. Or have you ever called someone babe long after the love changed shape? What did that word still carry? Maybe you've been Camille, fighting for someone who already chose another path. If that's you, I want you to know walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. One listener wrote, I was angry when he told me I was just erased. That word, erased, stayed with me. You're 3 months into a new love. He tells you he just loved someone he was with for 5 years. Do you ask more? Do you walk away? Do you stay and build? Love doesn't always arrive in perfect timing, but truth is always on time. May we learn to speak it, receive it, and walk with it, even when it hurts. Advice to the man. Ask yourself why you want to tell her. Before you speak, ask, is this about closure, guilt, or control? Are you hoping she'll stop you or secretly wishing she'll fight for you? Are you honoring her heart or protecting your own doubts? Be honest without being cruel. If you choose to tell her, speak plainly. Don't romanticize the past or dramatize the present. Say what's true, not what's convenient. I want you to know because you matter. I'm choosing someone else, but I didn't want you to hear it from the world. Don't use her reaction to validate your decision. If you're marrying someone new, her tears, silence, or anger shouldn't be your compass. You've made a choice, stand in it. Don't test her love to measure your own uncertainty. Consider the new woman's right to know. If you're still emotionally entangled with your past, your future deserves clarity. Secrets don't protect love, they erode it. Own the timing. Don't just explain it. 3 months versus 5 years isn't just math, it's emotional weight. If you're choosing speed, be ready to carry the consequences with grace. If you're telling her because you need her to understand, make sure you understand yourself first. If you're telling her because you're unsure, maybe you're not ready to marry anyone yet. Expect a range, not a script. She might cry, she might go quiet, she might laugh in disbelief. He must be ready for all of it, not to defend himself, but to witness her truth. Advice, don't rehearse her reaction, prepare to receive it. Separate her response from your decision. If you're already chosen to marry someone else, her reaction shouldn't be used to validate or question that choice. Don't use her pain as a mirror for your doubts. If you're unsure, pause before you speak. Hold space without expecting grace. She may not respond with kindness, closure, or forgiveness. That's not her job. It's his to speak. It's yours to speak with clarity and let her feel what she feels. Advice, you're not owed a gentle goodbye. You're responsible for a respectful truth. Reflect before you reveal. Ask, am I telling her to honor her or to relieve her? Or relieve yourself? Are you ready to hear what she has to say? You broke me. Can you sit with her pain without trying to fix it? Prepare to let go. Her response may be the last thing you hear from you must be ready to release her, not just from the relationship, but from the emotional teeter that kept her waiting. Closure isn't always mutual. Sometimes it's quiet. It's a quiet door closing. If you're the man who's about to tell someone you once loved that you're marrying someone new, you need to prepare, not just for her words, but for her silence, not just for her reaction, but for the ripple of leaves in both of you. She might cry, she might go quiet, she might say nothing at all. And none of that is yours to fix. Your job is not to manage her emotions. It's to speak with your truth, with care, and let her feel hers. Don't rehearse her response. Don't hope she'll fight for you so you can feel wanted again. Don't use her pain to measure your doubts. If you've chosen someone else, stand in that choice. If you're unsure, maybe you're not ready to choose anyone yet. And if you're telling her because you need her to understand, make sure you understand yourself first. Have you ever told someone a truth that changed everything? What did you hope they said? And what did they actually say? Did their response teach you something about love or about yourself? Here's a heartfelt summary for each person involved. spoken with clarity, compassion, and emotional depth. For the man, if you've chosen to marry someone new after 5 years with another woman, speak with integrity, not impulse. Ask yourself why you want to tell her. Is it closure, guilt, or a hidden hope she'll fight for you? Be honest without being cruel, and don't use her reaction to validate your decision. If you're unsure, pause. If you're certain, stand on your choice with clarity. And if you're still emotionally tethered to your past, your future deserves truth. Prepare to receive a response, not to fix it, but to honor it. For the woman of 5 years, you deserve truth, not confusion. If he tells you he's marrying someone else, ask what you need, not what he wants. You can choose to ask questions, seek closure, or walk away entirely. Your worth isn't measured by how long he stayed. It's reflected in how you choose to heal. If you feel erased, remember, your story doesn't end with his decision. It begins with your own. For the woman of 3 months, you have the right to know the emotional landscape of the man you're building with. If he hasn't shared the depth of his past, ask why. Transparency isn't a threat, it's a foundation. If you sense hesitation, don't ignore it. You're not a rebound, a distraction, or a shortcut to healing. You're a whole person, and you deserve a love that arrives with honesty, not shadows. 3 people, 1 truth. Love asks us to be brave. Timing asks us to be honest. And healing asks us to choose ourselves again and again. 3 hearts, 1 door. He loved her for 5 years long, but chose another in 3 short months. And now he stands between 2 truths. 1 familiar, 1 fast, 1 echoing, 1 new. She waits for words he hasn't said, a goodbye that feels like silence. Was she a chapter or the whole book? Was love a habit or a home? The new one holds his hand with hope, but wonders what he left behind. Is she the sunrise or the escape? Is she chosen or convenient? 3 hearts, 1 door, and no map. But love isn't a race. It's a reckoning. And truth is the only key that happens, that opens the right one. The goodbye she chose. Her name is Amara. She's been with him for 5 years, through seasons of growth, grief, and quiet companionship. But somewhere along the way, the love song, not bitter, just quiet. They stopped dreaming together, stopped asking each other questions that matter, stopped reaching for each other in the dark. So when he sat across from her and said, I'm marrying someone I met 3 months ago, she didn't cry. She didn't flinch. She just smiled softly, like someone who had already let go. I'm glad you found someone who makes you feel alive, she said. We stopped choosing each other a long time ago. I didn't just know how to say it first. She explained it like this. You were my comfort, my rhythm, my home for a while. But I want more than familiar. I want fire. And I think we both knew we weren't that anymore. She didn't fight for him. She didn't ask for explanations. She just thanked him for the years, the lessons, and the quiet exit. And when she walked away, she didn't look back. Not because she didn't care, but because she finally did. When letting go feels like freedom. Not everybody goodbye is a heartbreak. Not every goodbye is a heartbreak. Sometimes it's a homecoming to yourself. Amara didn't fight for him. She didn't beg for his answers. She simply said, we stopped choosing each other a long time ago. And in that moment, she chose herself with grace, not grief. If you've ever let go and felt relief instead of regret, this story is yours too. the peace she carried. She didn't cry when he said goodbye. She already whispered it to herself months ago. Not in anger, not in fear, but in a quiet knowing that love had changed shape. She didn't need closure. She was the closure. She didn't need to be chosen. She had already chosen herself. And when she walked away, she didn't look back, not because she didn't care, but because she finally did. I have another story for y'all. For you ladies and guys. My question, what if she found someone else already? Should she tell him? If a woman of 5 years has already found someone else, a choice to tell him depends on her intention, her emotional clarity, and the boundaries she wants to uphold. Here's a story you can share, or you can just ponder and the love she didn't hide. Her name was Selah. 5 years with him taught her how to stay, how to hope, and how to wait. But when the waiting turned into wandering, she let go quietly, gently, without drama. Months later, she met someone new, someone who didn't make her question her worth, someone who asked her how she felt, not just what she could get. So when her ex reached out to say, I'm marrying someone I met 3 months ago, she listened and then she said, I'm happy for you. I met someone too. She didn't say it to compete. She didn't say it to hurt. She said it because truth deserves truth. We both moved on, she said. And I'm glad we did. I hope you find peace in your new chapter because I found mine. She told him because she had nothing to hide. Because her heart was no longer tangled in his. Because healing had already happened and love had found her again. If you've moved on from someone you once held your heart, would you tell them? Would it be for closure, clarity, or simple truth? What we learned today. I affirm that love is layered and timing doesn't always make sense. I affirm that truth, even when painful, is a form of respect. I affirm that walking away can be an act of self-love, not surrender. I affirm that closure isn't always mutual, but healing can be. I affirm that we don't need to be chosen to be worthy. I affirm that telling the truth should never be a test. It should be a release. I affirm that new love deserves transparency, not shadows. I affirm that letting go can feel like freedom. I affirm that we are allowed to move on with grace, with joy, and without apology. I affirm that every goodbye can be a beginning. Thank you for joining me in this podcast of love, life, and the rest of it. If today's conversation stirred something in you, I invite you to reflect, share, or simply sit with the questions. You can connect with me on my website, www.housestyle99.com, where you'll find links to my YouTube channel, Housestyle99, and trusted resources that empower your journey. I'm proud to be an official affiliate partner of Allison, Empower Yourself, offering free online courses to support your growth. You'll find the link on the homepage of my site. I'm also an affiliate partner with Bing and Microsoft, supporting tools that help you search, learn, and create with intention. This podcast is supported by Microsoft Copilot, my creative companion. Copilot does not sell your information or mine. It honors privacy and protects listeners' trust. If you're curious about how your data is handled, you can read Microsoft's full privacy statement on my website. Final poem. The questions that stayed. She didn't need a reason to leave. She needed a reason to stay. And when none came, she chose silence over begging, peace over proof. He didn't need a reaction, he needed reflection. But truth arrived too late, and love had already changed its name. We ask, we ache, we answer, and sometimes the question itself is the closure we've been waiting for. Staying up. Ooh, 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 ooh. Can't play that song on my video. Oh my goodness. So anyway, that's Three Hearts One Door playlist. If you go on my Spotify, I'm sure everybody has Spotify. I know everybody got a Spotify. Even if you're not subscribed, everybody got a Spotify where they can listen to different music. I know y'all do. I just know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. But anywho, I just went on and put it on YouTube. Um, while I'm sitting here, hotel room, and just in case you missed it, just in case you don't have a Spotify, I don't want to download anything else on my phone. I know everybody say that. But however, if you don't have a Spotify, you should get one, because not just because of me, but because it is a good listening app to different songs. And if you subscribe, you can make your own playlist and listen to your own playlist without interruptions. But I like it. I listen to all the apps, different apps. Sometimes I do different apps, and I just been on Spotify. Kind of like Spotify a lot, and I went on and subscribed and started the podcast. So, however, I want y'all to come join and follow. I see that some people, it's a lot of people that download it and actually listen the to the podcast that I made and listen to the playlist that I made. If you have any questions, because one of the episodes is what questions does listeners want to hear. Where's the picture for that? I don't see a picture for that. That is what questions does listeners want me to talk about. I don't see it, but anyway, uh, I want y'all to go ahead and listen to that one. What questions does listeners want me to talk about? And drop me a question. Drop me a question if you have a Spotify, if you are doing the podcast. Let me know, and I will join you, follow you on your podcast if you are there. If you have your own podcast going on. I thought I heard somebody, one of the content creators said that they were getting ready to start a podcast or start doing videos with chatting with people. I don't know. A lot of videos, I don't want to say any names, but I don't see her. And I see that one of the content creators is back with their podcast, which is okay. I mean, it's good to see that they're back. They took a little break. And now that I've started my podcast, I am really, really excited. But it is on Spotify, so you can subscribe on Spotify, and you can search me by Iris, or you can search me by Love, Life, and the rest of it. I think you can search me by Iris, but I would advise you to search Love, Life, and the rest of it, and then you will get the full podcast episodes and the playlist, I believe.
I'm still learning how to navigate through Spotify myself. I did pay for the subscription, so I don't get interrupted when I'm listening to the playlist. So it's exciting. It is exciting and it's not expensive. So go ahead, check out Spotify, and that is it. So if you want to, if you're just coming in and I don't see you because I am doing this live, you can rewind and you can hear that episode of Three Hearts, One Door playlist. That is an episode on love, life, and the rest of it. If you want to see the other episodes, it is on Spotify and it's under love, life, and the rest of it. Or you can search for Iris Howard. Either way, it will pop up. Iris Howard is my name, of course. And I will be doing an episode every Wednesday. I did one for the last 3 Wednesdays. I am currently, look, that is really strange. Look, I'm in a hotel and I'm recording and somebody is literally outside with a dog barking. But however, that's crazy. I just can't, I can't wait. I'm claiming it that I will be able to afford a house where I am not near anyone. No dogs, no cats, no animals, no distractions, no people. I really would love, when I was on the flight and I was looking down and I would see those houses that's secluded and they have all the land and you just see one house and you might see a house across from it, but it's like trees and land all in the way of getting to the other house. I pray all the time. I mean, since I've been a teenager, I prayed, and I used to always talk about how I want a secluded house away from people so I can have some peace. Like, I don't want to hear dogs barking. I don't want to hear police sirens going off. I don't want to, I have allergies, so that's another thing. I don't want to smell the dogs. And it's really frustrating. So I just want some peace, just once. I mean, just for once. And I'm just hoping, and I am really truly praying that I think I deserve it. That I will eventually, before I leave this earth, have a house secluded away from people and dogs and cats. I love animals, but I don't like the city life of dogs barking in the backyard, or I don't like the city life of smelling dogs first thing in the morning. I just long for that. And I know, I guess that is a luxury, but it's not impossible. But anyway, back to the live. I was sitting here on the bed and I was listening to it because I do listen to it myself. And one of them is a little low. I think it's arguing without breaking each other. That's because uh, I didn't know that my microphone wasn't working, and the earphones that I had on wasn't working well, so it didn't actually record like I wanted it to. You just have to turn it up. But however, you still can hear it. If I turn it on. If I turn it on my laptop, I think you can hear it, but it sounds like it gets lower and lower each time that I play it. I love the playlist that I have go along with it. If you do the playlist, like if you go on my playlist, you'll find that the playlist has the podcast. On my profile, the podcast is at the top. I try to organize it that way for other people to see it. But I did organize it on my playlist where the podcast is at the very beginning. And I know 4 hours and 26 minutes is a long time, but it is what it is. If you shuffle the music, it's going to shuffle anyway. So what I do when I go on Spotify, to listen to the podcast, because I listen to it. I actually listen to myself, and then the music comes on afterwards. Another thing is I am not getting paid from this. And again, if the only way that I can monetize is if I get 1,000 hits. I need 1,000 hits first before I start trying to monetize. But the biggest thing is if I could get some subscribers once again, like on my website and like any of the other ones, like follows on Facebook, blah blah blah. Which Facebook, I don't think they even give you the option to follow me. But like on my laptop, I mean on my Spotify, you can follow or you can download the playlist, or you can save the playlist if you are on Spotify. And then once I get a certain amount of people, like I said, 1,000 hits, then I can start monetizing. YouTube stopped at 67. YouTube been at 67 for 3 or 4 months. Nobody else has subscribed on YouTube. So I feel like, I guess it's just me. Maybe I don't know. I'm not paying to, I'm not really advertising myself. Like I'm not making a profit. And I know they say sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. But if you're gonna play my video on YouTube, then I know in between these videos that a lot of commercials are being played. That means that I am not really advertising, but I am supporting advertisement. I don't know if it is, but I'll watch the video and see if advertisement pops up in between my videos. I don't think I opt out of it. If I did, it was a mistake. But if I did opt out of playing commercials while my video is playing, is because I am a true believer that if you're going to play a commercial while you're watching my video, while people are watching or people are being attracted to the video, then I really truly believe that that's a part of monetization. So why do I have to have 1,000 or 100 or 500 followers, but you're still playing commercials, which people might purchase or commercial and their ads? So that's my question. You know, I'm not bashing YouTube. I'm not bashing any of them. But if people are watching and people are purchasing, why should I have to need 1,000 subscribers? Why should I have to need 1,000 if you're already advertising on me? That's anybody in the middle of watching the video. But I think I watched somebody that used to get a lot of commercials, and then I watched them again and I didn't see these commercials. Maybe they wasn't aware that commercials were being played. So you really have to pay attention to when you're making videos, that there are ads in between your videos. Meaning, if they're going to play ads, if you're going to sell something and people, if you're attracting a lot of people that may not be following you, but they are watching you, they're still going to see those ads and they might decide to buy something or purchase something through those ads. You're not going to get a profit for it because you don't have 1,000 followers. I don't understand that logic. I think it's a little unfair, but it is what it is. We can't, people do things for their own reason. So I'm getting ready to go. I just want to put a little bit of what I want to say, a little bit of light in your eyes, if you don't know. And I would love for once to see somebody from my legs are so tight. See somebody from what I want to see, YouTube. Now, not somebody living in an apartment, not somebody that's. I would love to see somebody really say, hey, I made a lot of money from YouTube, and you can tell. You can see that they made the money. Like, you don't say you made a lot of money from YouTube and then you got a green screen in your back screen, or you're not showing content or the content that you show looks like you're not really making money. So anyway, I'm getting ready to go. I don't have any makeup on, but I do have on my big hair. And I made my way to Cato today. And I don't know what happened to my champagne bottle earrings, but I found a little pajama set, matching pajama set with the little champagne bottles on it. I'm sure they probably in my daughter's house somewhere in the box. I think it's in the box with my pictures. So, however, I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, bye.